Honourable Senators, I rise today to pay tribute to our esteemed colleague, Senator Victor O, as he prepares to retire from the upper chamber. Senator O has made significant contributions to the Senate and to the entire Canadian community. Senator O was born in Singapore and immigrated to Canada in 1958. He quickly became a successful entrepreneur in the Greater Toronto Area. Beyond his business endeavours, he became an active community leader, focusing on building bridges of understanding across cultures and helping newcomers establish themselves and start businesses. Since his appointment to the Senate of Canada in January of 1913, Senator O has shown unwavering commitment in several key areas. He has been a loyal Conservative, always willing to amicably work with his colleagues. He worked tirelessly on the Agricultural and Forestry Committee, often taking time during his summer break to visit farms across Ontario. His dedication to promoting agriculture and rural development has been commendable. Senator O has also been steadfast, engaging with local communities to better understand their support and their needs. And his passion for community engagement extends to his efforts in promoting multiculturalism. He has been involved in numerous initiatives that celebrate Canada's rich ethnic, religious, and cultural diversity. Through his work, he has highlighted the importance of inclusivity and respect for all Canadians, regardless of their backgrounds. Notably, Senator O has been a strong advocate for Asian Heritage Month, helping to promote and celebrate the contribution of Asian Canadians to our society. His work raising awareness of the Chinese head tax, as well as the redress given by the government in 2006, had lasting impact in the Chinese Canadian community. As we bid farewell to a colleague and a friend, I want to express my gratitude for his years of service and dedication. Senator O, your engagement in the Senate, in the community, and in our great nation has not gone unnoticed. Victor, as a leader and a friend, I wish to personally thank you for your loyalty and your friendship. As our team has gotten smaller, you never hesitated in stepping up to provide additional support. And so, on behalf of myself, Victor, and indeed our Conservative caucus, we wish to thank you and wish you all the very best in your future endeavors. Thank you, Victor.
Senator Gold.
Thank you, Your Honour. Well, I would also like to join my colleagues in paying tribute to Senator Victor O as he takes leave of the Senate and heads into a well-deserved retirement. Senator O was appointed to the Senate on the advice of Prime Minister Harper in January 2013, and since that time, he has served as the Vice Chair of the Canada-China Legislative Association and of the Canada-Japan Interparliamentary Group. He's also been a member of the Canada-Europe Parliamentary Association, the Canadian section of Parliamericas, and the Canada-United States Interparliamentary Group, and has held executive positions in a number of parliamentary friendship groups, including Canada-Bulgaria, Canada-Indonesia, Canada-Malaysia, Canada-Nordic-Baltic, Canada-Peru, and Canada-Singapore. As Senator Plett mentioned, Senator O has served on various committees, including Agriculture and Forestry and National Security and Defence, and served as Vice Chair of the Veterans Affairs Subcommittee. Senator O was also a member of the very consequential Special Senate Committee on the Arctic. Au cours des années,
over the years, Senator O has been involved in initiatives celebrating Canada's cultural diversity. As our colleague Senator Plett explained, the senator and his family immigrated to Canada in 1978, and he has always represented his community with pride and distinction. After arriving in Canada, Senator O helped other newcomers settle here and start their own businesses. His career in and out of the Senate is a testament to Senator O's attachment to his adopted country.
On behalf of the GRO, Victor, I want to wish you an enjoyable retirement with your lovely wife, Rosa, time with your sons, their families, and of course, most importantly, your grandchildren. We'll miss you.
Sénatrice Saint-Germain.
Merci, Madame la Présidente.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I also rise today to pay tribute to an esteemed and much appreciated colleague, the Honourable Senator Victor O. Well before being appointed to the Senate of Canada, Senator O was already a champion of his community. In fact, throughout his life, Senator O has been dedicated to the Singaporean and Chinese diaspora in Canada. He played a crucial role in promoting and facilitating their inclusion in our country. I know this leadership was especially needed in recent years when Canadian people of Asian descent were unjustly targeted with racism in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. They are lucky to have in their corner an advocate as passionate and devoted as you, Senator O. You've also never shied away from helping people in need, often providing guidance with immigration and integration issues, helping new Canadians contribute, start businesses, and grow the country positively. You've helped and been a part of the invaluable contribution Canadians of Asian descent have had on Canadian society. For this only, the country is deeply indebted to you. We can read in your official Senate profile that you are a bridge builder of understanding and collaboration between cultures. I believe there is no better way to define you and your many accomplishments. Senator O, you came to this institution in 2013, and ever since then, you made a mark on our parliamentary diplomacy. You were an active member of many associations, notably the Canada-China Legislative Association, the Canada-Japan Interparliamentary Group, the Canada-United States Parliamentary Group, and many others. Your expertise, tact, and sense of humor, this is my preferred one, will be missed. You can be proud of the impact you've had in promoting the values and the interests of this country on the world stage, and I know that you will continue to do so. You're now entering a new phase of your personal and professional life. I hope you will enjoy this well-deserved retirement. I know you to be someone active and devoted to others, but I hope you can now take the time needed for you and your beautiful family, especially your wife, Rosa, your sons, Daryl and Derek, as well as your 3 grandchildren. Today, colleagues, we lose an esteemed senator, a great diplomat, and a devoted advocate, but today our loss is his loved one's gain. Senator O, in my name and in the name of all senators from the Independent Senators Group, I wish you a happy retirement from the Senate of Canada. Merci. Thank you. Miguel.
Senator Dagenais.
Madam Speaker, Senator, now it's my turn to take the few minutes allotted to me to mark, in my own way, the retirement of my friend, the Honorable Victor O. Over the last 12 years, or 11 years, I had the great pleasure to spend time with Victor, to work, to have lunch, and to travel with him. Each time, I couldn't help but see his kindness and the great respect he has for people he knows. I probably won't surprise anyone by saying that Victor O has many, many friends and acquaintances here in Ottawa, in Canada, and around the world. His photo album speaks for itself. For that matter, if you don't have a picture with Senator O, it's because you haven't approached him within 10 feet. Victor takes a picture of everything, and he gets and he gets himself photographed with everybody that he meets. Fortunately for him, we now have a digital photos instead of 36 exposures rolls of film. More seriously now, I want to say to Senator Rowe that it's been a pleasure to work with him in the Senate Committees on Agriculture and National Security. As part of our work at the Agriculture Committee, I remember very well our visit to the Shanghai International Agricultural Fair. His many contacts in China were used to enrich the knowledge of all committee members that took part of that trip. I also have a fond memory of our mission as international observers during the presidential election in Kazakhstan in 2022. During his time in the Senate, Victor O multiplied his involvement into parliamentary groups and associations. Canada-China, Canada-Japan, Canada-Europe, Canada-Bulgaria, Canada-Peru, and many others, but I can't miss mentioning Canada-Singapore, his own country. For me, Victor O has been much more than a senator. He has been a true ambassador for Canada, looking to promote the beauty and the business opportunity of our country. Senator O was only 30 years old when he immigrated to Canada and became an entrepreneur in Toronto. His business and political roadmap is remarkable. Indeed, just last Friday, friends, politicians, and all stripes, business people, and more than a dozen of ambassadors from various countries gathering at a nearby hotel to celebrate his retirement from the Senate. That was impressive. Victor O is leaving for his retirement from the Senate, and I wish to thank him for all those years and for his friendship. Thank you so much, my friend.
Senator Francis.
Honorable Senators, I rise to pay tribute to Senator Victor O. Today, we celebrate a remarkable man known for his kindness and friendship to all who know him. Victor has devoted a lot of his time and energy to not only helping newcomers settle, integrate, and prosper, but also to raising greater awareness and understanding about the culture, history, and contributions of people of Asian descent and other backgrounds. In addition, Victor has been a voice for non-citizen children and youth. For example, Victor introduced a successful amendment to the Citizenship Act in 2017 to allow permanent residents under the age of 18 to apply for citizenship separately from their parents or guardians. Having no option but to wait until 18 years old or obtaining a rare ministerial waiver, previously such minors were left without access to citizenship and, in some cases, risked removal in adulthood. His amendment guaranteed equitable access to citizenship for children or youth whose parents were unwilling or unable to apply at the same time. In the end, Victor secured 47 votes in favor from colleagues on all sides of the aisle. He's always been good at bringing people together. Following royal assent in June 2017, Victor also successfully called on the federal government to update the related regulations since children or youth who applied with their parents or guardians were required to pay a processing fee of $100, while those who did so separately were charged $530. All of this happened before my appointment. However, one of my current staff members, Jean, worked with Victor for a few years and closely supported his work on this amendment. She shared that a few months after the two of them attended a ceremony in Mississauga where they met a group of siblings who gained citizenship due to his successful amendment. It was an incredibly touching and unforgettable moment for both. These contributions stand as a testament to Victor and his unwavering commitment and compassion. He championed the rights of vulnerable children and youth and has a lasting and positive impact on the lives of tens of thousands in Canada who are now full and permanent members of this country. Victor, you should be immensely proud of this legacy. Congratulations on your retirement. I wish you and your family all the best, and I hope that our paths cross again, maybe on a golf course in PEI.
Senator Martin. Martin.
Honorable Senators, I rise today to pay tribute to a beloved friend and colleague, Senator Victor O., as he prepares to take his official retirement from the Senate on June 12, 2024. Prior to the Senate, Victor was a successful entrepreneur and active community leader in the Greater Toronto Area. He served his community with great pride and built bridges of understanding and educate others of the importance of culture, heritage, and community ties. In 2013, Victor O. was appointed to the Senate of Canada to represent Ontario. During his time as a senator, he became a champion and a voice for the voiceless. He advocated for the rights of vulnerable groups, including seniors, youth, and migrants, and took important initiatives that helped strengthen cultural diversity in Canada. He served on many friendship groups and associations, as well as serving on the National Security and Defense Committee and the Agriculture and Forestry Committee, to name a few, and was the critic and sponsor of several important pieces of legislation. Your dedication and tireless work in the Senate will not be forgotten. Senator O., we have worked closely with one another for more than a decade. We have been a part of the Conservative caucus, both in government and opposition. We have often stood together to vote on important bills and motions. We have attended many events together in support of communities, organizations, and important celebrations or causes. We have enjoyed wonderful meals and conversations about family, community, and life. I've witnessed firsthand your genuine commitment and selfless dedication to the people you serve. You are a champion of the Chinese Canadian community, not only in the GTA, but across Canada. And beyond your community, you have built bridges to so many other ethno-cultural communities. I haven't met an ambassador or high commissioner who doesn't call you friend. And I'm happy to call you a friend as well. For more than a decade, you have served your regional and national constituents well. You have served Canada well in your role as senator. As your time as a senator is nearing its end, Senator O., I wish you all the best as you embark on this next chapter of your life with your beloved family surrounding you. But rest assured, this is not goodbye, dear Victor, but see you soon.
Hear, hear.
Senator Woo.
Honourable colleagues, the first thing to say about today's tributes to Senator O is that we are late to the game. There have been at least 5 events for our honourable colleague over the last few weeks in Montreal, Toronto, Vancouver, and Ottawa, and there will be more to come. I'm not talking about Prosecco and cheese in an office with a few chums. The events I attended were full-on extravaganzas, attended by dozens of people, some of whom travel long distances to be at. In fact, at a not-so-surprising surprise party for Senator O at the Westin Hotel last week, ducks and lambs were sacrificed in his honor. The 100 or so guests at the event included his colleagues from here and the other place, dignitaries from across town, and probably a dozen ambassadors and other members of the diplomatic corps. There is no question about Senator O's ability to hobnob with movers and shakers. What is less well known is his connections with the entire spectrum of Canadian society, especially within the Chinese community. For example, at a different Ottawa event to mark Senator O's retirement, held in the Sir John A. Macdonald building, a room full of Chinese Canadians from Ottawa, Montreal, and Toronto feted him with song, dance, and, yes, more sacrificial duck. The reason why Senator O left a mark with such a broad swath of society is that he enjoys meeting people from all walks of life, and he believes in the importance of being friendly with everyone. He will talk to anyone, regardless of their politics, and he's not afraid to go against the winds of public opinion in building friendly relations with other countries. He has, on occasion, paid the price for his trust in others and for his lack of guile, but he has been loyal to those to whom he owed loyalty and a good friend to whom his friendship was truly appreciated. Senator Coyle shared with me an anecdote that is illustrative. Reflecting on a shared trip across Canada's northern territories, she said, "His sense of wonder at the beauty of the lands and his deep respect for the people we met, from Iqaluit to Inuvik, from Yellowknife to Whitehorse, made Senator O a delight to travel with. An inveterate shopper, he even managed to satisfy that itch in remote Cambridge Bay." I had the pleasure of working with Senator O on the remembrance of the 100th anniversary of the Chinese Exclusion Act, which included a solemn ceremony in this chamber on 23rd June 2023, and a rally which brought 4,000 Chinese Canadians from across the country to Parliament Hill. I know Senator O will continue to advocate for the rights of Chinese Canadians after he steps down from the Senate. Colleagues, I want to let you in on a little known factoid that Senator O and I may be long-lost relatives. You see, while he is an O and I am a Wu, based on the Chinese character, our family names are the same. In Mandarin, we are both Hu, and the word for two Hus in Chinese is Hu, which is a traditional musical instrument that is like a fiddle with two strings. Senator O came to the Senate before I did, so his is the first string on that instrument. And it has been my privilege to be the second string and to perform a few gigs with him these 8 years of our time together in the upper house. Victor, I wish you a very happy, healthy, and fulfilling retirement. I hope you and Rosa will now find the time to do the things you were too busy to do while you were a senator, and that it includes more than golf. And I hope you will join me from time to time to play some tunes together for the causes that we share. The Erhu will not sound the same with just one string. 胡大哥，祝你荣休之喜。
Senator McCallum.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Honorable Senators, I rise today to pay tribute to my friend and colleague, Senator Victor O. I had the pleasure of getting to know Senator O on his important work alongside the work of Senator Wu in bringing recognition and awareness to the 100th anniversary of the Chinese Exclusion Act. Through this collaboration and support, it became clear that we were linked on a deeply human level. Just as First Nations had and have endured, the Chinese community, as with countless other Asian nations, have also faced unthinkable levels of persecution, discrimination, and racism within Canada. Also, the same as First Nations, this harmful and damaging treatment was perpetuated by federal laws and policies which normalized a substandard treatment at the societal level. Accordingly, through our respective lived experiences and the historical treatment of our ancestors, Senator O and I were able to connect on a profound and meaningful level. Thank you. I see in Senator O many qualities and characteristics I hold dear. Beyond his kind and jovial demeanor and his endearing sense of humor, Senator O is an unrelenting and unflinching advocate and supporter of his community and the people therein. The perspective he brings and the work he does is rooted in upholding his culture, his heritage, and the countless Canadians who look to Senator O to bring voice to this august chamber. One need look no further than the roster of parliamentary groups and associations he has been involved with over the years to understand the value Senator O places in the importance of community building. This work saw Senator O involved in relations building with myriad countries ranging from the United States to Bulgaria to Peru and beyond. Senator O, I wish to thank you for your friendship and for the kindness you have always shown to me in and out of this chamber. I look forward to seeing the great things that lie ahead of you, and I greatly look forward to continuing our friendship outside of this crazy place. Thank you.
Senator Jaffer.
Honorable Senators, I also rise to pay tribute to our dear friend and colleague, Senator O. Senator O is known for many things, but especially his compassion, kindness, and selfless dedication. A testament to the immigrant experience, he arrived in Canada from Singapore, carrying with him not just his personal journey, but also a profound commitment to uplifting Asian communities across our nation. His tireless efforts have echoed throughout the hearts of those he serves, ensuring that the voices and needs of Asian Canadians are heard and addressed. From advocating for cultural preservation to championing educational initiatives, Senator O's leadership has fostered a sense of belonging and empowerment within the Asian community. His journey serves as a reminder to us of the transformative power of compassion and resilience. Senator O's kindness is something I had the privilege of experiencing firsthand in 2017. We worked closely together on advocating for reforms to the immigration detention system for children. We worked closely with the United Nations Refugee Agency and government officials to make sure that the government was taking the necessary steps to look after the rights of refugee and immigrant children in care, to ensure that our most vulnerable children are treated with dignity and respect. But, Senators, he did not stop there. Some of you may remember Bill C-6, an act to amend the Citizenship Act, which Senator O introduced crucial amendments that enabled refugee children in government agency or foster care to obtain citizenship. These amendments have helped to streamline and ensure equitable access to citizenship for individuals under age 18, transforming their lives of minors in care. Senator O's remarkable efforts have laid the groundwork for current initiatives that aim to extend the protections offered in Senator O's amendment to children who have aged out of government or foster care. Further, Senator O's impact within the marginalized communities in Canada has been nothing short of transformative. His lifelong commitment to bridging cultural divides has not only encouraged mutual understanding and unity, but has strengthened Canada as a whole. We all heard of his dedication to serving others, and his unwavering commitment to fairness have left a mark on all who have had the privilege of working alongside him. Thank you, Senator O, for your work in seeking rights for children in care and government agency, and also for all the other work that others have mentioned in this place. Thank you. We wish you best of luck in your future endeavors, and we know that you will be using your Rolodex for your next challenges. Senator O, we will miss you very much in this place. I will miss you. Thank you for your dedication to our Senate.
Senator Wells.
Thank you, Speaker, and thank you, colleagues. So Senator O and I were appointed the same day, January 25th, 2013, along with Senator Batters, Senator Bayak, who some of you may remember, and Senator Doug Black, who some of you may also remember. And it's always special. You always have a special group when you're appointed with your colleagues. That little cohort always remembers that time, and it's always very special. And I have those feelings, obviously, for my colleagues, both here, Senator Batters and Senator O. But Senator O, so this is your day. I probably won't get to give a tribute to Senator Batters because she's so much younger. Senator O and I, of course, have been seat mates. We've been committee mates. We're caucus mates, both national and Senate caucus. Victor has always been there to cover me at committee. You're sometimes my first call because I know you'll be there. And I know I've helped you out on occasion. We've sat on many committees together and we've traveled together. But Senator O's one of his greatest contributions to this chamber and to Canada has been his contributions to parliamentary diplomacy. And I think that the event that Senator Woo mentioned on Friday and here in chamber today and other times when you've welcomed so many of the diplomatic corps to our chamber and to our Senate, to our Parliament, is a great testament to what you've done for parliamentary diplomacy. One of the things that Senator O has continuously said to me, maybe just in the last 3 or 4 years, he wants to buy some of my remaining years. Look, it's his last day in chamber. The price is now the highest. I know a win-win when I see it. Therefore, with leave of the Senate, and notwithstanding the Constitution, Victor, I know, would be called out of order on that. Colleague, friend, Victor, it's a rare moment that I truly regret to say happy birthday to a friend, and that's today.
Senator Ravalia.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honourable colleagues, how do I even begin to describe the richness and joy of the friendship that Senator O so generously brought to my life and the lives of all of us in this chamber? My dear Victor, from that warm handshake and hug on day one, you fostered a bond of trust, warmth, insight, balanced with that remarkable, mischievous sense of humour. We've had many conversations about our common path in this great land, immigrants to this plural nation that afforded us a substrate and a canvas upon which we wrote our stories, adding to a tapestry that is Canada today. And yet never imagining in our wildest dreams that we would be given this privileged platform on which to continue our advocacy. I have marveled at the respect and appreciation that you have earned amongst not only your constituents, but the broader community and your Senate family. Your advocacy for the Asian community and your stand against anti-Asian discrimination has been principled and deeply woven on your fundamental beliefs of fairness and equity. The ease with which you interact in a respectful manner with all strata of society is a lesson for us all. And yes, there have been moments of humour. Indeed, there have been moments of humour. As in when you introduced me recently to one of our Central Asian ambassadors as your brother. The ambassador did a double take with a rather quizzical look, to which Victor immediately responded, "Same mother, different fathers." Surprisingly, the ambassador's expression quickly returned to normal, and business continued. And so, as we bid you farewell to embrace the next chapter in your life, Hamba Gashla, as we say in Southern Africa, in true Zulu benevolence, go in peace, my friend. The aura in this chamber will dim as you depart, and your presence will be missed, yet always felt. Shea Shea, brother. Thank you.
Senator Ataullahjan.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honourable Senators, I stand in tribute to Senator O as a mark of admiration, respect, and love for a dear friend and colleague. I am grateful to have had the pleasure of working alongside Victor for the last decade. Victor is a generous, supportive, and patient man who always takes the time and makes an effort to include everyone. Part of our Asian culture is showing love for your family and friends, through sharing of food. I believe most of us have been blessed enough to be on the receiving end of his generosity. I specifically remember a holiday lunch he hosted in his office. Senators, MPs, and staffs were all invited, and Victor assured us that we were about to sample the best Asian dishes our national capital has to offer, and none of us were disappointed. Victor has worked with different communities, and I have personally seen him engage with groups across the Greater Toronto Area and Canada. His commitment to community was evident when he accompanied the Senate Committee on Human Rights on a fact-finding mission on Islamophobia. Although it is not an issue that directly affects him, it was a testament to his commitment to the Greater Toronto Area Muslim community. One quality that I respect and admire in Victor, and we've all seen that, is he walks up to everyone, introduces himself, and engages them in conversation. Victor, I will miss your friendship and loyalty. You supported many of my events because I asked you to. Last night you had your own dinner, and yet you took the time to come to my event. Thank you, my friend. Those of us who know him well will agree with me that once he made a commitment, he never let you down. Victor is that special friend that everyone should have. Victor, I will miss the way you would walk up to me and say, "Hey, Salma," and then we would proceed to make a plan together. But Victor, knowing you, I know that you won't rest on your laurels. I have already heard about your plans for the summer. I think we will miss you more than you will, but I wish you and Rosa happiness and health as you begin this next phase in your life. I've said it, but I want to emphasize that when we are back in September and I see your empty chair, I will miss you and your gentle call of, "Hey, Salma."
Honourable Senators, I wish to draw your attention to the presence in the gallery of Senator O's wife, Rosabella O, as well as members of the Meng Wei Yu Opera Studio of Ottawa, who are the guests of the Honourable Senator O. And on behalf of all senators, I welcome you to the Senate of Canada. Senator O.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable colleagues and esteemed guests, 尊敬的参议员朋友们，大家好。Good afternoon. I would like to begin by sharing my heartfelt appreciation for all your kind words. As I stand before you to deliver my final speech in the Senate, this esteemed chamber, I am filled with profound sense of gratitude and responsibility. Serving as a senator has been one of my greatest honors of my life, and I am deeply appreciative of the trust that has been placed in me. In a few hours, this seat will be up for grabs. I offer anyone from the other side that the seat is ready for you.
We're very particular about our neighbors.
As you all may be aware, I was appointed to the Senate 11 and a half years ago, on January 2013. I eagerly entered the Senate determined to serve our marginalized and underserved communities and ready to help build bridges between cultures. I'd like to thank I stood firm by these goals. I joined this chamber knowing I was to represent the great people of Ontario. I also knew deep in my heart that my new job also afforded me the honor of representing this Asian descent. Throughout my years, I have tried
to be a voice for the Asian community I care for so deeply, and for all those within who might have been overlooked, silenced, and marginalized by stereotyping, systematic barriers, and even racism. It was my privilege to advocate for equality and inclusivity for all Canadians, regardless of backgrounds. This is a job I took very seriously. As an Asian Canadian, I have faced my own share of challenges and prejudice. Over the years, I have also witnessed the struggles and the triumphs of those who have faced such discrimination and persisted. I am proud the resilient and the steadfast nature of this community in Canada. In this chamber, I highlighted the unsung contribution to our Canadian history, such as 140,000 young people who make up the Chinese labor corps during the First World War in assisting the Allied forces. 20,000 so perished. This sacrifice hardly acknowledged by our history. In an effort to celebrate the contribution and mark such sacrifice, last June, 4,000 Chinese Canadians gathered on Parliament Hill to pay homage to the 100-year anniversary of the Chinese head tax, a dark time for the Chinese community in our country. The rally showcased present-day respect for the past and the power of unity and community. It underscores the importance of standing together to acknowledge how far we have come. And while there is still much work to be done, I am proud of the progress that we have made together in celebrating multiculturalism and advancing equality. Encompass to equality and also representation. As I retire, it is my hope that more Asian Canadians are appointed to the Senate. This would not only honor the contribution of our community, but also ensure that these voices are heard and their perspectives are represented. I believe the future of our country is bright, that the next generation of leaders will build on the foundation of equality this chamber has instilled with the complex challenges ahead. This will be more important than ever for the young leaders of tomorrow to uphold Canada's core value of peace and diplomacy, equality and social justice, as well as diversity and inclusions. With these core value foundations held at the forefront, I believe Canada will continue to be a beacon of hope and opportunity for anyone who would like to call it home. We truly live in the best country on earth, Canada. To my colleagues, my fellow advocates, I say thank you. Thank you for your shouldering this fight, for lending your voices to the cause of equality. Today, we have made a difference, and I am honored to have been part of this country. Today, I would also like to say thank you to Senator Black, the chair of Agriculture Committee, and all the members and the clerks. They make sure that the report of soil study we done this year came out in time a few hours before my retirement. Thank you, Senator Plett. And also, I'd like to share a story that happened in 2017 April. As a Chinese immigrant from Singapore, I'm the fourth generation of Chinese immigrant from China to Singapore. And nobody in my family ever traveled to China to the village. I have the honor of inviting Senator Plett and Senator Husako to the village. And it was a warm welcome from the villagers. And they told me, they said, Senator O, do you know that for the next 130 years, we will never see 3 senators come to this village again? And that is Canada's diplomacy, parliamentary diplomacy we are working. Thank you to Senator Plett and Senator Husako. And they came back with my consent. The first day in the Senate, they told the Senate, Senator Plett made a beautiful statement and told the Senate how the visit went in China together with me. Thank you, Senator Plett. Clap, give him a hand. As I retire from the Senate in a few days' time, I do so with a heart full of gratitude. I'm grateful to the support of my family, Rosa, and Amanda, Lorraine, Maggie, Lorenzo, my staff, and the Parliamentary Protective Services. They are the first people I meet every morning when I came into the building, just like all of you. They make sure we are safe here in Ottawa. And to my colleagues, without whom none of this would have been possible, thank you for the privilege of serving with you. And may we all continue to strive a brighter, more inclusive future for all the people of this wonderful country. I would like to end my speech with this meaningful quote. Senator, please pay attention and listen carefully. 我们可能种族不同，肤色不同，语言不同，宗教不同，观念不同，生活环境不同，但我们拥有同一个世界，属于同一个人类。We may belong to a different race and have different colors. We may speak different languages and follow different religions. We may have different perceptions and live in different realities, but we all live in one world and belong to a single humanity. End of quote. Senators, so long but not goodbye. Thank you, merci beaucoup, Merich, 谢谢大家参议员，谢谢。